Hello everybody, Lunar is here, and it's been quite some time since my last video. I've been procrastinating. Like last week, I've been on a holiday for 1 week, and I spent most of my time just playing games and going out, do some sightseeing and stuff. And right now, I'm back at work and I'm quite tired. Lots of things happening. It's almost the end of the year, so there's so many things to do, and I've been promoted. Not really promoted, but I'm gonna be a head of a department soon. And anyways, I'm straying off the topic. So tonight I'm gonna talk about Houseki no Kuni. I didn't manage to do a first impression on Houseki no Kuni from my previous many first impressions video. But right now, there's like 6 episodes of Houseki no Kuni so far, and I really love it. I think it's one of the best anime this season. There's so many things to like about this. Especially if you compare it to other anime this season. Hoseki no Tsukune has a very unique setting, as in the main characters are not even humans. They are like artificial beings made from gemstone and jewels. Each characters represent different type of jewels and minerals. I'm pretty sure it's not bunch of mainstream jewels either. There's so many minerals because I cannot even I don't even recognize most of the names. Like for like the main character is name the main character's name is Phospholite, which I don't didn't even know existed. But my point is that the first point that Hoseki no Kuni got my attention is the unique setting. And just having unique setting alone is not enough. But what I like about this anime is that how it presents this unique setting. It this is a good example of showing than telling. Telling is a very cheap and easy way to present a premise, and sometimes many times you can avoid it. But Hoseki no Kune did a good job in presenting lots of informations by showing. It starts straight into things. It didn't need to establish thing. It didn't need to do some narrative to establish the basic setting, the characters, and the and their unique situations. So what is the situation is that there are a bunch of artificial beings that lives in this secluded island, and they are being hunted by these extraterrestrial creatures. They dubbed as Tsukijin, I think. I forgot. Basically, Lunarian, the people from Moon. And these the characters, the jewel people, are practically immortal, but they can be broken down. And they said that when they lost a bunch of their body part, they are going to lose their memories as well. As in, it's a very interesting setting, interesting concept. That's it. As in, their whole body is also their kind of like their brain or their soul maybe, and they are practically immortal, but as in that even if they are broken, as long as the fragments are collected, they can be formed back by the doctor in their place. So in this anime, there are even though there's a main characters, Force, but there are also many other characters, many other jewels. And what I really like this concept where there's so many characters, but aside from the main characters, the other characters are slowly showed and presented their personality, their interaction, their relationship with each other, without being so in your face. Usually, in many other writings, when you have these characters, they will have a they will have their own tropes, and then they have their own showcase of their characters. Like example, let's say an example of a story set in a combat academy. There will be an episode that focuses on the Sundara character, for example, or the genius characters, the silent genius. But I really don't like that kind of format because it's really cheap. As in, how should I say this? It's not really cheap, but compared to this, in Houseki no Kuni, the characters don't have proper introduction, don't have a very, don't have this very orchestrated introduction like you how you tell a typical story, but they just get right into it. The characters immediately got into action and they interact with each other. They call each other without having even properly introduce themselves. The viewers, like me, I'm watching it. That sometimes there are characters that we don't even get to know their names until later on. But Hoseki no Kuni managed to make the characters compelling and interesting, even though you can roughly categorize these characters into tropes and cliches, but the way the writings present them in not a very obvious way. They are, as in, what I'm saying, that the writing focuses on treating them as a character first, as a personal, as a single character first before treating them as a character trope. And that's what I love about having many characters. Uh, um, I think I didn't explain it very well, but if you have watched something like Keikai Sensen, Durarara, or Kuromukuro, where there are many characters, and they usually just have lots of interaction with each other, and uh, we we get to know their characters, their personality from their interaction with each other instead of being shoved by narration or by forced exposition, by amateur exposition, that this character is that and that character is have this. But in Hoshiki no Kune, the characters blend in very naturally with each other. They interact well. Their characterization are not annoying, not presented in an annoying way. Even though, like, hmm, there are many characters in. Basically, I want to say that uh, even though the characters can be categorized into trope, but it's not, it's presented in a good way. And then about the story itself, there's not really a singular story singular goal, but it's just on day-to-day basis of their life. Uh, it focuses on their life, trying to survive and just living from day-to-day basis, and it focuses on the main characters trying to become useful because she is the youngest and the one with less skill. She has no real skill or talent, so she wants to be useful. Having the main characters being the worst person ever is nothing new, but the way it is presented in this anime makes you like kind of feel bad for her because she is she is the only useless person in the whole island full of very capable people. And usually when I say it like that, it sounds like a very trashy shonen anime, right? And then he discover a power that only he has, and then he become better, and then fights uh, his classmates that is very arrogant. But it's not. That's why I said the other characters are all great and compelling, and it makes you want to know more. There's many other side characters that I really like. Diamond, Cinnabar, even the kinda as holish characters. Bart is you when you watch it, you can feel the reason why she is so stuck up and so strict. Like it reminds me of Kuromukuro. Even though Kuromukuro has many supposedly fairly one-dimensional characters, but the way it is presented makes me very attracted to the characters. So this is I think I'm gonna make a video about this, about how it is about presentation, not about the basic idea. You can have the most tropiest, the most cliche character set ever, but as long as you present it in a good way, you can have a compelling characters. Because if you watch enough anime, if you have consumed enough story, literature, medium such as this, in the end everything is a trope. You will have seen everything. You and then when you have seen everything, every idea, almost every idea, every basic ideas, and then for someone like me, when I watch anime, I no longer look at basic premise, or look at and then I say this is very cliched or this is very tropey, and then I dismiss it. No, I usually I on focus on presentation. So that's why I really like Love Life, even though Love Life has a very tropey characters, but the way I like it because of the presentation. And then back to Houseki no Kuni, what am I saying again? Yeah, the story day-to-day basis, and then the main characters got into trouble trying to improve herself, and then improve her relationship with other characters, especially she is a she is a useless person, and then she met another relatively useless person as well, who is being isolated or isolate herself from others. So she bond with her, something like that. And I think there's also a theme of insecurity and inferiority complex between. I think there's three characters: Force, Cinnabar, and Diamond. I think all three has some kind of inferiority complex, that they don't feel they are strong enough or they are useful. And that's I think I really like that part of the story. And then it just gets it just get crazier with the introduction of the jellyfish. Another is a sea creature. It's a sea creature that Force found. I'm not gonna spoil it any further, but it is for one another thing I like that it is quite it has a very dark feeling. It's kind of depressing if you view it this way, as in these characters, jewel peoples live for thousands of years. Even the main characters is about 300 years, I think, and she is the youngest, but she live day to day in this lonely island, just surviving from attack of the Lunarians. Yeah, it is quite dark. I think this kind of dark and depressing is the best. And dark and depressing that viewers extract from the subtext of the anime, from the subtle hint of the anime, instead of being shoved the dark and grittiness like many other dark and gritty mahou shoujo anime this past few years. So that's another thing I like. It is not really a happy. It's not really a happy setting, but the characters are trying their best to just makes the most of their time. Though you can feel that what's the point of their living anyway, when they are immortal and they have no goal except to survive, which is actually a theme of the one of the characters, when that I said before, Cinnabar. She is the most useless second most useless of the people there, because she is so toxic. Her body is so toxic that even the Lunarians don't want to attack and kidnap her. So she constantly wishes to be kidnapped by the Lunarians so that the Lunarians can use her as a decoration, something like that. That way she feels that that way at least she is appreciated somehow. So that part of her story is pretty sad. There's a lot of characters in that with a very fairly interesting story, and I really look forward for more. And the latest episode about the Amethyst twin is pretty. The story turns out pretty grim. I don't want to spoil it, but it makes me pretty shocked. And man, I really should stop doing things without script. But what I want to say that Houseki no Kuni makes at, what I like about this. I want to make a conclusion that what I like about Houseki no Kuni is that the thing that attracted me is the setting, how the characters interact with each other, and the concept, the unique character concept, and then how the characters and the setting is pretty. The art also is pretty good. I really like the colors of their hairs, the design. Even the 3D CG is not bad. It's pretty solid, and I'm really looking forward for more. Anyways, I'm gonna stop now. Thank you for listening.